How's it going then, guys? Hopefully this will be another video to save you some money and you can do a bit of work on your own car and yeah, like I say, just save quite a bit. This video is all about adjusting the back brake shoes and handbrake lever to stop the travel on your pedal and stop the travel on your handbrake. So obviously first thing to do is get the jack on the jack and point underneath the sill. You'll see a little bit cut out, sticking out, put it on that, and that's the strengthening part of the sill. Second, took too much weight off the car. Second thing to do is get your wheel nuts undone. Mine on this one are actually funny little spline things, but most people have just got a normal wheel nut. Pretty straightforward. Just get yourself a nice bar. Don't bother with them crossbar things and them ones that have got all different sizes on. Just get yourself a good leverage bar like this, and then you can just spin them off afterwards. Get your jack in the air. These kneeling pads are good because they save your knees on the old concrete and stuff. They're worth getting. You can get them at most places. Jack it up. This car's all covered up because I've been doing a bit of paintwork on the wheels and stuff like that, and I've painted quite a bit down the other side of this car, which you can see in other videos if you'd like to see that. This one's purely to help you with your brakes, so spin these off. Now I could rig up to the old compressor and get the gun and blast these all off, but I like to do it sort of DIY styles, the same as how you'd have to do it at home on your driveway, etc. Sometimes spinning the wheel just gives you a hand to get them moving when they're a bit corroded like this one. I am actually going to be painting this wheel after I've done the brakes. Same with the front one as well. I just thought I've got to adjust these anyway, so I might as well do a video to help other people. So one more left. Excuse me, throat's a bit rough this morning for some reason. There we go, they're all spun off. Leave your tools in the same places, ready to use again in a little while. Little tap, and off come your wheel. In my case, I've got a set of spacers on. You can hear my brakes are pretty loose. Just from the noise of them, but I'll stop here and I'll just whack a chisel around the edge of this, take a spacer off because most people won't have one of them. If you do, it's just a case of chisel, 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 pop it forward. So my space is actually really corroded on there, and if I hit it too much, I'm going to crack it. It's only made of alloy. So next thing I've done is I've just tap them around the edge of this little plate. And what you're trying to do is just bring it forwards like so. It's coming. There we go, little plate like so. You want that out. And I'll bring you over and show you what we've got in here. Basically we've got the main centre nut, and then there's a little keyway. You put your tool on that. In my case that's a little file. Got to knock it all out of the keyway. Otherwise, that'll be a nightmare to undo. Right, I'll bring it over and just show you that. So as you can see, the little keyway right there, where my finger is. So I've just knocked it out. This was all bent into there. This is the little plate we had to take off that goes in there. Mine's not in the best condition. I probably will just straighten it up, but I could replace it if I wanted to. And now it's the case that you want a 32mm socket in there on a nice big breaker bar, because these are going to be tight. These are always tight, and they take a bit of effort to lever, but they will come undone. So put your big bar on like so, and I've got my back to you, but you get the idea. One hand down there to hold the socket in, and so you don't twist and slide off the edge of it. One up here, and then just put your whole body weight like so, and away you go. Off it comes. Disconnect your bar. What I normally do is grab my wheelbase one, put that back on it, and then just use that to wind it off. It's just a bit awkward to get your fingers in there sometimes. Once it's loose, that will just spin off like so. And there's your nut. Put that somewhere where you know where it is. In there's a collar. Sometimes you can get them off, sometimes they'll just slide off as you're pulling the drum off. Get your hammer. Just keep going around the edge. Knock all the rust off, and then after that, just work your way forward with the drum. Keep knocking from all different angles. Eventually, most of them won't be that tight. This one's just being a pain for some reason. Still don't want to come off. That's right on the end. Unless something's broken up inside. There we go. Is the barron gripping? No, barron's good. Don't know what was making that drag. Something was. Cylinder's good. But the actual shoes are nice. They actually look like they're not that old. Well, they certainly haven't done much work, let's put it that way. Okay, so I'll bring you over, let you have a little look, and I'll show you what you have to do to adjust it. Okay, so I just sprayed the whole thing down with brake cleaner. Now this line coming in here is your brake cable from here, your handbrake cable comes in through the back there, and this is your little lever. So get a flat blade screwdriver behind it, and just move it a few times. See how that's moving, that's nice and free. That pushes the shoes out. That means it's working quite nicely. If it's not, then that's the case of taking the springs off here, just getting in the back here, just moving things about a little bit, grease it up, even WD or something like that, whatever you have to do, just get it moving again, get it all nice and slack, so it moves how it's meant to move basically. Actually saying that, this one is actually a little bit sticky, so we'll see if we can get that moving like I just showed you. And then the next thing, see these little cogs here, I'll go close, see them little cogs. Basically get the screwdriver on there and tap it round probably 2 or 3 at a time until the shoes start going outwards. So I'll do that now and let you have a look at how that works. Okay, so I'll give you as much of a close-up as I can so you can actually see what's happening. You basically get on these little teeth, tap them around like so. That moved 3 times just from 3 little taps. And again, and again, and again. And that's gone tight by the feel of things. Yeah, that's as far as that moves that way. You just basically adjust it until your shoes I'm going to go the opposite way because I want these ones to come out. The way I was going just now was bringing them inwards. So forwards like this is bringing them outwards. So that's what, 5 or 6 half turns I've done now. You just keep going until you got a rough estimate of you think that's right. You can actually see it adjusting down here and see it moving outwards. Right, that's moved out quite a lot, so I better try the drum. So you put the drum back on. He says. And you're trying to feel how much play you've still got left, roughly, without actually putting it fully on. By the feel of that, it's been a pain to put on and off this one for some reason. Normally they're much easier. No lip or nothing in there. What I will do is I'll get in here with a bit of sandpaper and just sand all in here and then just wash it down. So I'm going to guess I went slightly too far with the pads, so what I do is just wind it back the other way. I'm going to go back 2 whole turns. 1, 2, that's not a whole turn, that's sort of 3 little taps is like a quarter of a turn. So something like that is about where you want to be. Stop being a pain. Don't know what's causing this one to be a pain, but they can do that. Don't want to obviously damage any of the pads. We'll go back just a little bit more. I'm pretty sure that's not them holding it on, to be honest. It's just being a pain. Because I can feel on the edges that there is slack, so don't know why it's been awkward to go on, to be honest. Just being a pain. Here where that's just very slightly dragging, it's exactly where you want it to be, because what that will do is when you get on the road for the first 10 minutes, that will just take the very edge off the shoes and just give them a new bit of pad that will also wear into the drum a little bit as well, and yeah, make your brakes lovely. So reverse fitting, put your washer back in there, your nut back on, Now what I'll do is I will do that with the big old breaker bar, but just for the purpose of the video, the little keyway in there, you need to get your chisel on it like so, knock that outer piece of metal into there, so if that did ever come loose, that won't be able to spin. And then that's pretty much where you are. Put your wheel back on, pump your foot pedal till your brakes settle, and away you go. You're ready to go down the road. Your handbrake's only going to come up a couple of clicks, and you're ready to go. Your full back brakes are ready to use. So you'll see me just doing this up with the breaker bar. Very important, you definitely want it tight. Yeah. Pretty straightforward. Get in there with your that's it, knock your metal in there, put this back in, get it back into shape as best as possible. And what I do try and do is just try and knock these right back into shape, because you don't want them letting anything in. Don't take a lot. If you just keep moving it around, you can knock it all back into shape. Pretty straightforward. See where it's all sticking up. So you can replace these if you want to. They're not a lot of money. I just prefer to use the original ones. You find that these are stronger. And there you go, you get a nice seal. Just one more little bit there. And we're away. That's sealed up nicely. So it's wheel back on. Pump your brakes out, like I say, with your old pedal. And you should have a really good handbrake, really good foot pedal. And off you go down the road. So I hope that helps you out lots. Save you lots of money. Quick demonstration. You should be able to follow me. And what I've done, just pause the video on each step. Go through the changes and bits and pieces you have to do. Change the pads if you have to. If that's the case, just pop the spring off either end. Put the new pads in, springs back on. Away you go. It's pretty straightforward. So hopefully I saved you a fair bit of money. And thanks for watching. I'll see you soon in another video. See you later. I'm now about to sand this wheel down and give it a full respray. And then I'll do the same on the front when I do the front one as well.